Oh, so it looks like we are recording. Okay, so um, yeah, so we're recording. Maybe you can send me this link because I think it's going to be on your account, not mine. But we'll post this later. Um, there is a way to share apps. Screen share. Here it is. That's the green button there. So if I share, well, there's my email. That's all right. It's close enough. You'll see my quick email here. But here's what I wanted to see. So now, can you see the online textbook?
Yes.
All right. So where were we? We were trying to talk about histogram.
So if we can go to the activity that asks to make a histogram of the mass of seals.
Massive seals. Let's try that again. Okay. So these are the diving elephant seals.
Yes.
Okay. So if I click this and open it, then that takes me to this page here, and I can hopefully find the seals. There it is, right here. Oh, this is the SPSS file. I don't want to open it with SPSS. That's the wrong class. If you go back up here, oh, they've got them here. So, there's another one. This one. So if I open up this diving elephant seals, I'm going to open it up with Excel. Okay, so I've got mass, all this other stuff. Are you seeing my Excel spreadsheet or not?
No.
Oh, I'll have to share that instead. But let me go back to, hit the back button. I've got it open. Sorry. What's it asking?
So it asks to make a histogram. It asks us twice in the activities to make a histogram, one of the mass of seals and
Okay.
another one for the length of time for the seals. And
Okay.
so
the easiest way to do that, I'm going to have to go back here. So I'm going to have to stop my screen sharing, and then I'm going to screen share again, but this time I'm going to screen share my Excel. Okay. So now you should be able to see my my Excel, right?
no.
You can't?
Now I can.
Oh, I guess I have to enable everything. Okay. All right. So now that I've got that open, there's another spreadsheet. This is one I always can't remember which one it was that we're supposed to use that creates the. Yeah, I'll just go ahead. There's going to be 3 spreadsheets that you're going to be using a lot in this class. A and I think it's categorical, maybe analysis. It is, I think it's this one. We're going to find out if I open the right one. Yeah, okay, so this has some data here, and then this is a histogram. So all I need to do is go back to my seals data, which is here. You want me to paste the mass? It was the mass of the data, right? Okay, so if I highlight it and then I press Control-C, and I'm going to Alt-Tab back over to here, I probably ought to delete all this data here because it's all junk data. And then I can Control-V to paste it. Let's copy it again and paste it. Now that creates a histogram for you.
Okay.
Okay?
So, okay.
So then we can do the same thing with, what was the other one?
The length of time.
Length of time. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. And then before I do that, what would you say about this histogram here?
Nah. It doesn't look like mine.
Symmetric or anything?
It keeps disappearing.
Oh, it's disappearing. You can't see my
There you
histogram.
go. Now it is. There it goes. Okay. So, what would I say about it?
Yeah. How would you describe that?
So, most of the seals are within the 150
Yeah.
range.
So the idea, when you're doing a histogram, a lot of times you're hoping that it's bell curved. Would you say this is bell curved?
No.
No. So you've got a bigger tail on the right side, so we would say this is right skewed.
Right.
It is not symmetric. So that's the main thing.
Okay.
All right. So now I'm going to paste the other data, and you see a different histogram.
So, a histogram done on Excel is completely different than actually doing it by hand. So, in one of the activities for our preparation assignment, it asks us to do the standard deviation by hand using severe cases of bird flu. So I went ahead and tried to do a histogram by hand,
Okay.
just because it just to do it, and using the same information, and it doesn't come out the same. Why?
Okay. So how did you? So let's back up here. I'm going to control V. You're talking about for the first one here. This
Uh-huh.
is for the seal weight data.
So can you see my paper?
No, you'll have to share that. Or let
So
me
if you
click
can,
share in here just one second. Oh, now I can see it.
okay.
Okay.
So I did exactly what it had on there,
Okay.
except that one stops at 6 and mine stops at 7. And I'm using the same information. And so I guess if you're doing it on Excel, it doesn't matter because the computer's going to do it for you. But
Right.
if my histogram done by hand isn't coming out the same, what am I doing wrong? What am I?
So the main thing is, are you using the same divisions as, say, the computer is? Because I saw yours was 1 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, I think it
Well,
was.
mine is
1 to 5, 6 to 10.
oh, wrong one. Sorry, the one on top. This
Oh, the
one.
one on top. Okay,
So
so that's 100 to 150, 150 to 200, 200 to 250.
right.
Yeah, so I mean, your histogram shape will change. If I instead of going 100 to 150, if I went from 120 to 170, well, they're going to group differently. So your bins, depending on whether the computer's doing it or whether you're doing it, or even somebody else, it's going to depend on if you're using the same categories.
Well, wouldn't it be the same like my tower, the tallest tower on in the book, in the textbook, only goes to 6. But according to the information, there were actually 7. And I'm actually using the same numbers, 50 to 100, 150, 150
Okay.
to 200.
So
So,
which data set was the book using?
so the mass of the seals?
The mass of the seals. So that was the one I showed you first.
Yes.
So
So if I remember correctly, they're using 50 to 100, 100 to 150.
yeah, I'm going to sort this just for a minute. Yeah. So how many bins do you have?
So I started with 0 and then went to 50, 100. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So you've got 6 bins. Here, let me show you my thing again. How do I share here? So you've got six bins, and we've got 7. So if I change this to 6, does that look like yours now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it looks exactly like that except for the 350. So
So if I go 5 bins, does it look like yours now? See, depending on how many bins I use, now I've got 4 bins.
But according to the data, there's one seal who is between 100 and 150. So why does
And
Excel?
I've got one that's 148.
Right. So why? Oh, I see. So instead of making a bar graph between 100 and 150, it just moves the line.
It just moves the line over a little bit, yeah.
I see. So mine isn't wrong. It's just more than it needs to be.
Yours isn't even wrong at all. If you put that 148 over here as one thing,
Right.
that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You can see if you look at here, it looks like they started. In fact, if I erase that one, maybe if I make that 140, what happens? Oh, did you see how that moved the bar over?
Uh-huh.
I make 7 bins. So basically, this is taking whatever your lowest is, and it's calling that. So if I made that 150,
Uh-huh. So 148 was the lowest.
I'm going to put a 148 in here, and let's see what happens. I'll see. Yeah, basically, it's taking from whatever the lowest one is. So because it was 148, it's saying, well, I'm going to put whatever that is in my first bin.
Okay.
Whereas if you're going 100 to 150, I mean, you did it exactly right. So there's nothing to worry about why you did it wrong. It's just basically Excel says, well, whatever the lowest is, I'm going to include that in my first bin.
Okay. So, okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
But there isn't a right way and a wrong way. As long as you're using the correct data,
Exactly.
it won't look the same, but it should give you the same.
Yeah, they should look similar. I mean, you could change the number of bins. You can kind of see, it can change the shape a little bit. If I do 5 bins. But, basically, you've got a big tower, and the rest of these are smaller. If I went to 10
Okay.
bins, now it's going to be
Okay.
100 bins.
Okay.
So it's kind of silly after a while. But yeah, so that's why.
Okay.
So you did it exactly right. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. That was my only frustration, was why I couldn't match.
Well, it didn't look exactly like, yeah, and it's fine. Well, you did fine.
And I think that's it. It's lesson 3 sure is a lot of
Yeah.
compared to part 2 and
Yeah, part 2 and part 1, lesson 1, lesson 2. Last week and this week were the easy things, and now we're getting into it.
yeah, which is interesting because the other class that I'm taking is environmental stewardship,
Mm-hmm.
and our very first assignment has to do with what we're talking about in this class right now.
Oh, really?
So it's interesting that I took both of them at the same time, because I don't think I could do this class without this one.
Oh.
I would have had no clue what the K and the N, what they were asking for.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, that was the only thing. And let me make sure. Yeah. Oh, and a really quick question on the preparation part for the preparation for lesson 3.
Okay.
It asks us to go in on the bank. So I just want to make sure that each group doesn't have a bank, but that all 5 banks are on there and they're just not labeled.
Let me go to the make sure I know what you're talking about. So that was in lesson 3, is that what you said?
Lesson 3 in the preparation.
The preparation assignment. So that's not in the textbook.
No, that's in the, so the mystery investment opportunities.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure that those are all the 5 banks, even though they're not labeled.
Okay, so week 1, lesson 3, individual preparation. Okay, so the mystery investment opportunities.
Yes, that one.
So here, I'm just, well, let's just open this up. Now I'm going to have to share this Word document, right? Okay, so please fill in part 1 as you're reading. Once you finish reading, use notes. Part 1, user information. Match the statistic terms with the definition.
So
Okay.
it's in part 2, number 6.
Part 2, number 6. Okay. Use the data on the stock performance of specific companies for the following question. The data is found under, it's called mystery investments. Find the mean standard deviation and sample size for each of the companies. Okay, so that's what you had a question on?
So my question is, are all the companies on there? Because they're not really labeled, or are they labeled B, C, D, E, and F?
Let me pull up the mystery investment opportunities. Sorry. Data files. Mystery investment opportunities. Open. Okay, so I didn't tell you anything about this file. Let me go back to the Word document. Did it tell you anything? Of specific companies. Okay, so I've got a company, a B company, C company.
So is that, those are the 5 specific?
Yeah.
Okay.
So find the mean and standard deviation. Okay, so do you know how to do that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So each column is a different company, yes.
It is a different company.
Right.
So we'll just mark them A, B, C, D, and E.
Right.
All right. I think that's it.
Okay. Sorry that was such a painful thing to get going, but.
No, I took an hour and I set aside an hour. So
yeah, that worked out.
And more practice.
So,
oh, it's good.
yeah, I don't know what happened with Adobe Connect. I've never had a problem like that before. It was like every time I tried to share, we lost audio. So I don't know. I mean, I don't care. The Google Hangouts works fine. The only thing that I will ask is, can you, because I'm pretty sure this is going to be your link because you invited me.
Okay.
If you can just email me the link, and then I will post that in the notes from the instructor so other people can look at it. And
Okay.
know what we did with the histogram. So.
Okay.
All righty.
Good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for coming to the office hour. Nobody came on Monday, so this is it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Great. Thank you.
Yep, we'll see you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.